Mariners lose 5-2. They fall to 17-14 on the season, and they lose the final of the 3-game series against Atlanta, but they do take the series. Go over the scoring plays. Atlanta gets one in the third. Marcell Ozuna walks with the bases loaded to score Ronald Acuna Jr. That makes it 1-0 Atlanta. In the fourth inning, Ronald Acuna singles to left to score Orlando Arcia. That makes it 2-0. In the fourth, Austin Riley triples to score Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies. That's 4-0. And they also add an RBI single from Matt Olson, 5-0. Mariners do get on the board twice, both on Jorge Polanco hits and both singles. Jorge Polanco reaches on an infield single to score Sebi Zavala, and Jorge Polanco singles to left in the seventh to score Julio Rodriguez. I'm not sure if I said that the first one was in the fifth or not. Doesn't matter. 5-2, a loss that would have driven me absolutely insane about a week ago. For a lot of reasons, doesn't really bug me too much. Mainly because the series win. Also, just real quick, yes, you are catching hatless Chris Crawford. It's a weird combination of needing a haircut and both. What's the point of a haircut? Gosh, I'm old too. I look at myself and I just look so old. There are some positives from this game. Starting with Julio Rodriguez, 3 for 5. And I'm telling you, the leadoff spot, that is where Julio Rodriguez should be hitting. There is something dynamic, different about Julio Rodriguez in that leadoff spot. I get it. From the analytical point of view, it makes more sense to have somebody who gets on base a bunch hitting ahead of Julio Rodriguez so that he has a chance to drive in runs. The results in a not so small sample size of him hitting first are massively better than when he hits other spots in the lineup. Third, not so much. He's been really good in the 3 spot. Julio should lead off, especially when JP Crawford is out. And put Josh Rojas in the 2nd spot. That's fine with me. Against right-handers and against lefties, figure something out. But because the guy who hit 2nd today, we'll get to it. Jorge Polanco with a couple of RBI singles. I think he's starting to swing the bat a lot better. Ty France with a couple of singles. Sebi Zavala with a couple of hits. Nice job for him. We'll take it. I think he had a double too, didn't he? Yep. 2nd double of the year. That's, in a small sample size, he's showing the ability to get the ball into them gaps. Any positive? Oh, the bullpen was really good today. Really good. Trent Thornton did a nice job. Tyson Miller did a nice job. Sacetto gets the job done. Voth gets the job done. All those guys were good. Low leverage situation. Oh, yeah. Job done against a good lineup. I think that's it for positives, except for one more. I think you probably know. It's Simply Seattle. They provide the very best in Seattle sports gear. Awesome stuff for the Mariners, of course, but the Kraken, the Seahawks, Storm, Sonics, Huskies, Cougars, you can find it all at simplyseattle.com. They are awesome. They've really helped me out, and I really appreciate them, and I'd appreciate you using code MOLLYWOP15 at checkout to not only save 15% off your order, but shows that you're paying attention to the show. Link in the description to make it easy, but it's MOLLYWHOP15 and simplyseattle.com. A lot of negatives. I could go on forever about how crappy the umpiring was today. And I know I said I wasn't going to get into it for a while, but I could go for 15, 20, 30 days. You thought I was going to say minutes, but I went to days. Yeah, it's just atrocious. Atrocious on both sides. Now, it seemed to hurt the Mariners a little bit more. That's not the reason they lost the game, but it's not fun watching incompetence. And that dude today behind the plate was incompetent. He wasn't the only one. So Emerson Hancock, 3 2/3 innings. Oh, here's a positive. Well, we'll get into it in a sec. I'll tell you a positive in a sec. I'm jumping ahead. So he throws 3 2/3 innings. He gives up 5 runs, only one of them earned. with 4 strikeouts and 4 walks. I thought there were some really good moments from Emerson Hancock in this start. In the first inning, he walks a couple guys, but he gets some big strikeouts. I believe strikes out the side in that inning. And he escaped a couple other jams until he didn't escape a jam in the fourth. Or was it the third that were the runs? No, he walked the batter in the third, and then the fourth, things go to heck in a handbasket. But I thought there were really nice moments for Emerson Hancock. And while the umpiring was terrible, his command was not great. Like, there were times where he was missing middle. And fortunately, the Braves didn't swing at those pitches. But it was not a good start from Emerson Hancock. It was a start that showed flashes, and there's no question that he was hurt by his defense. One of them himself, another Mariner pitching error. That's Hancock's second of the year, by the way. It wasn't a great start. It's the type of start that, while, you can excuse it a little bit because of how good Atlanta is, it also kind of speaks to, and I'm trying not to get too negative because, boy, did his defense hurt him today. You don't want him starting a playoff game. You don't want him starting like a must-win type of game. But as a fifth starter, he's more than done his job. And here's the positive. Because 4 of the runs end up unearned, the streak continues. 2 runs or less, still going. Still going. So, yay. And I do think Hancock was hurt by the umpiring today, but not as much as Mariners hitters were. Boy, oh boy. Chris Sale did not need the help. Chris Sale pitched really well. But boy, was he helped by dude behind the plate. I'm not saying his name. He doesn't deserve it. The offense. I want to end on, unfortunately. Big Dumper had a tough game. I don't think he should should be the DH. And it's not because I don't think he's a good offensive player. I don't think he is a good... No, I don't want to even say that. Mitch Haniger... Cal Raleigh needs to rest. Cal Raleigh needs to rest. If against a left-handed pitcher, after playing a night game, give the dude a break. Give the dude a break. Especially, you have Thursday off. A chance for him to have 2 days without playing. It's okay. And I know that this lineup is bad, and when you don't have Raleigh in it, it looks a lot worse. But dude needs a break. We all need a break, don't we? Luis Urias. This is my Bryson Miller. Luis Urias, awful. Sam Haggerty, awful. We just gotta get into it. Mitch Haniger played one of the worst Major League Baseball games I've seen a Seattle Mariner play. I don't know if we need to say any more than that. He was dreadful at the plate. And again, at least one strikeout that probably shouldn't have been a strikeout, but he wasn't good. It really wasn't good. And his defense is just wow bad. The dropped pop-up can't happen. It just can't. You cannot not make that play. Boy, oh boy. I watched that in live. One of the reasons, by the way, I'm sorry this video is so late. It's been a long day. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But one of the few plays that I got to see live before I rewatched the game, my mouth just... can't happen. And I'm sorry. That triple's not an easy play. I want my starting right fielder to make that catch. I want him to make that catch. There's been plays Julio has made at the wall that are not made at the wall that I've wanted him to make that catch too. Now, more often than not, he obviously gets to it. But Mitch Haniger is rough right now. And if not for that grand slam, and you can't take that away, it was a huge moment. What are we talking about with Mitch Haniger right now? Because he's not adding any value to your team. And I will again point out that Mitch Haniger last year, when healthy, was bad. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. And the reason I'm concerned is because of how important Mitch Haniger is to this lineup right now. Garver does have the walk-off homer, and that was fantastic. But he hasn't been good. Polanco hasn't been good. The approach has been really good, especially as of late. The results are still very middling. Ty France is a first baseman who's slugging .354. It does get a couple knocks today, but you're not counting on him to be a middle of the order hitter. Of all the hitters the Mariners have, maybe he's the most I'm counting on to be a middle of the order hitter other than Big Dumper. But I got to tell you, as frustrated as I was seeing that and then watching the game over again, and we could talk about the ninth inning too. Like, you get your two guys on. Luke Raley gets the walk. Julio gets the hit. So you got the tying run at the plate, and Haniger, Polanco, and Cal Raleigh all, what the bet. Very frustrating because they all had bad at bats. It's tough to be too hard on Polanco. He's the only reason you're kind of in the game offensively. But that was a very frustrating ninth inning. But as frustrating as that was, as frustrating as the Haniger error, parenthetical S, as frustrating as all that was, it was a little hard to care for two reasons. Number one, because he did win the series, and you were kind of just due for a game like this. It doesn't make them any less frustrating, and we are a daily recap show, so we will talk about it. You can't just go, oh, well, they happen. Wow, 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 dang. That can't happen. I need these videos to be at least 10 minutes, so I make money. Please hit join. The other reason why it was hard to care, and I don't even know how to word this. I'm going to do my best not to cry. You guys have seen me cry too much on this silly little thing. Tomorrow, Thursday, Lola's going to doggy heaven. She's given me 13 plus years, very close to 14, of being my best friend. And I have selfishly held on for as long as I could. But you guys have heard her in the videos. She's not in pain, but she's suffering so much with the itching and losing skin, and she's losing her eyesight, and it's just time. And one of the reasons, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's pretty selfish of me. But one of the reasons I held on for so long is not because I thought she would get better. It's because after losing Mom and losing Skip so close together, I cannot believe now I have to say goodbye to my best friend. What a year it's been. I love you, Lola. Such a good dog. I'm so fortunate that I still have Molly. I still have Minnie. But today was a day for Lola. Today was a day where we went and did her favorite things. She got a cheeseburger. She got a steak. She got a pup cup. She had a good day, and I'm gonna miss her a lot. And those of you who have lost dogs and had to make this decision before, you know how I'm feeling right now. No game tomorrow. 3-game series against the Astros. I think it's a big series. In part because, hey, generate some separation between you and Houston. Not a bad idea, is it? Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Thank you guys so much for your support. And we'll be back with a happier video, hopefully on Friday. Thanks, guys.